When fans learned Todd and Julie Chrisley were getting locked up for 12 and 7, the biggest question they had was simple: would they be able to communicate from behind bars? Unfortunately, there was a lot of mixed information floating around the internet. For example, some fans argued that inmates were barred from communicating with inmates at other facilities. Others, however, believed that because Todd and Julie were legally married, an exception would be made. On a recent episode of her podcast, Savannah Chrisley cleared the air on whether her parents were allowed to communicate behind bars. Turns out, they were initially barred from communicating with each other. What happened exactly, and are they able to talk to each other now? Keep reading for the details. Todd and Julie Chrisley initially barred from communication. Savannah Chrisley revealed that, right off the bat, her parents were barred from communicating with each other. She recalled speaking to her father on the phone when he finally got approval to communicate with Julie. Savannah Chrisley said Todd had tears rolling down his cheeks as he let her know they had finally granted them permission to speak via email. They are allowed to communicate through email, so they are going to be emailing back and forth with each other. They didn't get to right off the bat, but they are now. And that makes me so happy. I spoke to my dad on the phone, and he just had tears rolling down his eyes because he got the approval to email my mom. The amount of love between the two of them, and respect, it's just amazing to watch as their daughter. While this situation has been incredibly difficult and emotional for Savannah, and the entire family, she admits that she admires her parents' strength and the love they have for each other more than ever. Likewise, she also feels the presence of Jesus in her life more than she has ever before. This situation has also given Savannah a new outlook on some of the other people locked away at a federal prison. She did dial it back a little on her rage. Savannah Chrisley also made it a point to take a step back and correct her previous rage. On earlier episodes of her podcast, she blasted the entire legal system for being corrupt and unfair. She admits that she realizes now that wasn't the right thing to say. She clarified that there are parts of the legal system that are corrupt and there are some people in the system that are corrupt. But, she misspoke when she called the entire system corrupted. Does it surprise you that Savannah Chrisley corrected her statement? Do you like knowing Todd and Julie can now communicate? Let us know in the comments down below. And, keep coming back for more Chrisley news. In the sprawling landscape of Nashville, Tennessee, the Chrisley family had long been a fixture of reality television, capturing hearts and eliciting gasps with their lavish lifestyles and outrageous antics. Todd Chrisley, the family patriarch, and his wife, Julie, had become household names through their show, Chrisley Knows Best. Yet, beneath the glitzy surface of their televised lives lay an undercurrent of turmoil that would soon unravel. Following their conviction on federal tax evasion charges, Todd and Julie found themselves facing not only legal repercussions but a profound personal isolation. As they awaited sentencing, they were initially barred from communicating with each other. This seemingly simple order became a poignant chapter in their lives, as the couple grappled with the emotional weight of separation during one of their most challenging times. The weight of silence. The initial silence was deafening. Todd, accustomed to being the life of the party. Julie, meanwhile, found herself enveloped in a haze of anxiety. While her faith in God provided some solace, the absence of Todd's reassuring presence left her feeling adrift. She often wandered the halls of their home, reminiscing about the simple moments they had shared, cooking together in the kitchen, their late-night talks about life and dreams, and the way they navigated the ups and downs of their reality show life as a team. It was during these quiet moments that she felt the weight of the separation most acutely. A bond tested. As days turned into weeks, the couple faced an emotional battle. They had always been each other's confidants, sharing their triumphs and tribulations with unwavering support. Now, with communication severed, they were forced to confront their vulnerabilities alone. Each had their own coping mechanisms. Todd threw himself into his work, attempting to maintain some semblance of normalcy, while Julie sought refuge in her family, leaning on their children for strength and encouragement. The children, Chase, Savannah, and Grayson, were understandably worried about their parents. They had watched their family navigate the trials of fame, but this was different. The legal issues had transformed their lives, pushing them into the harsh glare of public scrutiny. Yet, they refused to let the turmoil define them. Instead, they rallied around their parents, providing support and love amidst the chaos. They held family meetings, strategizing how to handle the media frenzy and ensuring that their parents felt their unwavering loyalty. Behind closed doors. While they were barred from communicating directly, both Todd and Julie found ways to connect indirectly. They exchanged messages through their children, who would share snippets of encouragement and love. "Tell Dad I'm praying for him," Julie would whisper to Chase, her eyes brimming with tears. "He knows, Mom," Chase would reply, his voice heavy with the weight of responsibility. Despite the limitations, they found ways to stay emotionally connected. Todd began writing letters to Julie, pouring his heart out on paper. He would express his hopes for the future, share memories that made him smile, and recount funny anecdotes from their children that he knew would bring her joy. Julie, in turn, kept a journal, writing letters to Todd that she hoped would one day reach him. Her words were a balm for her aching heart, filled with love, encouragement, and dreams for their family. A turning point. As their sentencing date approached, the couple faced the reality of their situation. They were no longer just a reality TV family, they were individuals fighting for their lives and their future. The gravity of their circumstances forced them to re-evaluate their priorities, to strip away the superficial layers of fame and fortune that had once defined them. In the quiet moments of reflection, both Todd and Julie realized that their love for each other transcended the barriers set before them. They had always been a team, facing challenges together, and this was no different. The experience had taught them that their bond was not merely about the laughter and glamour of their public lives but about the deep-seated commitment to one another. The reunification. As the day of their sentencing finally arrived, they were both anxious but determined to face it together. They had received the news that the communication ban would be lifted once they were sentenced. Though they faced the unknown, they clung to the hope of reuniting and rebuilding their lives as partners in this new chapter. The courtroom was tense as Todd and Julie sat on opposite sides, the weight of the world on their shoulders.